Again, it is a continuation of the capital market line. We have continued our discussion in the previous two lectures on the same topic, and already we have given you the basic ideas of CML, what are the assumptions, and the mathematically how this capital market line is drawn. So this red line is my capital market line. I note that red line has started from a point on the y-axis which indicates risk-free return of the bond. Then it has become tangent at point A. Already we know that point E is the optimum portfolio of equity shares that has been developed in Markowitz model. So actually RM indicates the return of the market portfolio of equities, and sigma M indicates the risk of the market portfolio of equities. So if you compare point E and compare F, this particular length is indicating, or the length EG is indicating the premium part. That means difference between market return and risk-free return. This is premium of the market portfolio, which is basically the premium of the market index, or whatever the market index is return is exceeding the risk-free return. If risk-free return is 5% and return from market index is 7%, then 2% is the length EG. And FG, as we are getting from x-axis, is nothing but risk of the market portfolio or risk of the market index. Basically, this risk will consist of only systematic risk, because our assumption is index portfolio is well diversified. Therefore, no unsystematic risk will exist. Now the question is, a person can move any point on this line FE or CML line. So any point on this line will give you a combination of optimum equity portfolio E and a risk-free bond. So the question is whether the investor will move along this line or not. That will depend upon whether the investor is better off by moving from point E to any point on the CML line. Remember, he can move to the left of E point or he can move to the right of E point, but he has to move on this red line to get this combination. And this red line is actually CML line. Okay. If he moves to a point between E and F, then whatever money he has invested earlier, now the requirement will be less than that. So automatically there will be some extra money in his hand, which we are assuming here that the person will invest in this free bond. On the other hand, if he moves from point E to the right hand side, then what he has to do? He requires more money for achieving this combination. So actually what he will do, he will borrow some money at risk-free interest rate and apply this money for buying the required combination. So this is actually lending part and this is actually borrowing part. So let us go to the next slide where the explanations of diagram of the previous slide is given. Let us concentrate on the point stated here. And investors can move along CML for combining equities with bonds. That we have already discussed in detail so far. It is not necessary that we will move along the CML line. That has also been clarified because he will move only when he is better off That means he will get higher satisfaction or utility. Next point is if extra utility is obtained, then only he will move. Otherwise, he will not move. Now look at the point 4. In diagram, movement from E to E1 will mean achieving higher indifference curve. So again, we are going to the diagram. At E, just look, the indifference curve is the lower indifference curve. But if he moves to E1, it is possible for him to move to the higher indifference curve. And we know the moving to the higher indifference curve always indicates his utility is going up. Therefore, in this particular diagram, the person will definitely move from E to E1. That means he will combine his optimum equity portfolio with a risk-free government bond. Now,